Okay, that's an interesting comment from way back in 5th of June. That's not that way back, is it really? 5th of June 2020. This year I put up a video on EM Network, this channel, titled Jason Smith, also known as Unirock, a socially dysfunctional loser and the internet's bitch. Now I think at this point, I've said I'm reluctant really to do any videos on this fool, this loser who's dug his own hole, because it's not worth it anymore. He has become the internet's bitch. Other people have ripped him a new asshole because he is so pathetic, and because it's easy now to see why he's made fun of. He's like Freak at the circus show, and trolls will create sock accounts in order to comment underneath his videos to puppeteer him and go into his own chat to puppeteer him. What usually happens with sock accounts, well, they have no videos. There's about 35 comments under one of his more recent videos. I think it was on Rock a Lot. And like I did a video about it a bit back here, and it had a response from these sock accounts, because it was true, I think. I talked about that. No video content. I kept clicking their YouTube channel, nothing. And making the point that Jason doesn't have a community. He has a bunch of sock account losers using him as he uses other people for manipulation and so on. Anyone with an IQ above dirt knows he's full of shit anyway. But I had an interesting comment underneath that video that I put out in June, and I don't know what to make of that, because, well, I'll read it to you in a bit. Now, there is something out there that I've seen, if it's about Jason, equates to Jason having a criminal record, some felonies. We all know how much of a projection machine he is. One thing about, there's another level of the obviousness of projection, how I've explained it on Exploring Minds as well, but there's something else there as why people project, and I think it's to subvert attention away from them. It's actually a tactic, deliberate. You say, oh, it wasn't me who's doing these sorts of things, it's somebody else. I'm the better person. This is, And of course, the obvious basics behind the projection is they're coming up with it because it is what they've done, or it's what they would do. But it's also another level of projection. There's 3 levels of it, but there's a special Jason Smith projection, really, because he does it in real time. As he's thinking, the moment he's thinking about something that he's about to do, he's accusing others of doing it. Seen that? It's phenomenal. It's kind of spooky and scary as well, but he talks all about himself during that. It's easy to work some aspects of him out. The rest of it is just like, what's not easy to work out is necessarily is why has he dug himself this hole, and why does he keep going and going and become the internet's lol cow via his own actions. And funny how he's accused others of that. So under that video back in June, somebody says, Awake News says, and I don't know who Awake News is, thank you for your comment. 3 hours ago, I'm reading this, I just got up, it's 9:20 AM, I'll be popping out today. I've heard it's going to be nice weather there as well, so I'm going to enjoy it because I'm not working today. Anyway, well, he's gone 4 days now missing in action. This guy says, I know what channel they're using, but that's my secret. Look, if he's using a channel out there via the internet, how's that a secret? Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe you're just using... I mean, he's using a certain channel's information, or certain users' information to blurt out, because, again, we know what a puppet he is. And okay, Joey Paulson has made him his bitch now, because she's obviously paying him to, you know, he's like the little lapdog at the moment for her. But they will, you know, that won't last long. Like every single other person he meets, this person, Jason can't keep friends over the internet, let alone, excuse me, let alone in real life. It's impossible when you're that hyperbolic, that nasty, that pathetic, actually. It's not even nasty anymore, because so many large amount of people know what a fool he is. They sit here and laugh their ass off at him, because he's like a clown at circus, a freak at the circus. At one time, people might have responded with a lot of offence. Now they're just laughing their ass off at him. And, you know, but there is an underlying thread there, problematic things, as the misinformation he does put out could be damaging to certain individuals or hurtful, but in the long run, so many people, when he hit Steve McRae's community, Cheshire Vic's community, and so many others before that community, and Red's Rhetoric, when I see hit them, but just when he started complaining about them, tried to smear campaign them, I nearly fell off my chair laughing when there's GoFundMe out there called Exposing the Deceivers, and there's no actual detailed description, but it's by Jason's, and it made $10. He didn't even collect it. It's out there. There's things I've seen that could relate to a criminal record, but I don't know 100% if it's relating to him, so I'm not going to put that out there, and I didn't look for it. Not that type to waste my time looking for that. But if you look for kudos, you know, if that's your thing, and if it is correct, so be it. So again, you know, this commenter, he's gone 4 days missing in action. I know what channel they're using, but that's my secret. I don't understand that bit. It's a bit cryptic to me. Regardless of that, if him and Rachel were not on the run, they wouldn't be doing what they are doing right now. Unsealed indictments make people worry, especially when that person lied and literally committed a crime, both of them, and there's a big exclamation mark on that. And for most of all that sentence, after, you know, missing in action, MIA, or full caps, and full caps from there, like, this person's annoyed, and rightly so. You know, you are rightly so, but, you know, my videos now are just going to be moving on. I'm not going to make other videos. This is not what my stuff is about, but that's why I made that point about people could be doing better things, because they have their projects and so on. Little Red at the moment, and Lifting the Veil, your projects is this kind of idiocy, and that's great, that's fine, nothing wrong with that, exposing this idiocy. My project is the Exploratory Minds project. It is a website, social network side to it with the encouragement of blogging. There's our main blog, and we allow you can blog on the platform. We look for the best content out of that and extract that and ask people, can we have this included on the main blog, and we'll give you a shout out. And even if your set of information perhaps is different to, not contradicts, but necessarily, but points out something in our own articles where we might have got something wrong, that's great. That's even encouraged, because we want you to point out, hey, we think you got something wrong, let's collaborate, bring together on this social thing to correct as we go, and we can all raise all ships together and learn together. That's a big task, actually. And you know, there's only a handful of members at the moment. It's early project. This is what I'm focusing on. I know the playlist, that the live audio feed is very repetitive at the moment. That's something else I'm going to be getting into. There's going to be more music on there. There's going to be shoutouts on there as well that will be in the loop as it plays through. And it'll be shoutouts for other YouTubers. Go and check out so and so if I'm impressed with something, or if one of my users or one of my viewers on my YouTube channels is impressed with something, they could say, hey, you really should check out this and that. But it'd be ultimately my sole discretion after talking to my moderators at Exploratory Minds, because we really do want to move forward with that. And good luck everyone else clearing up the shit on the road that Jason just keeps leaving behind him. Every pile of shit contradicts the last pile of shit, and there's an infinite trawling of him accumulating troll-like ass wipes to puppeteer him, and they get sick of him and they move on. As one or two of them who are a bit misinformed about him or don't know too much about him have come along and been baited by him, and he's done a thing where they've been impressed and they think he's okay, and then he fucks up, and then they leave him and talk about him and then say how he's obviously not mentally sound or whatever. And really that's what happened with Steve. You know, he approached, I don't know who approached who, but Steve come across a collaboration with Jason, and Jason pointed out the bullshittery that happened with Non Sequitur, and Kyle is the guilty one in that. Again, anyone with an IQ above that dirt should know that, and anyone lying about that after going through all the step-by-step of the facts, not the twisted lies, should know. You know, they should understand. So if they're still lying, they're obviously lying. You know, they're just playing games. Yeah, when side resorts to name calling, claiming they got evidence, they didn't show evidence, complaining, and the other side resorts to, here's the evidence, here's what was done, here's what we said, here's why we did this, details, and so on. Steve will always back his shit up, and he will always say, I'm sorry, you're right, I stand corrected on anything that is a disagreement. But when it comes to the history of Non Sequitur, what went wrong there, I don't see anything coming from Steve that is a lie, that I could equate to a lie. But these haters hate Steve because he collaborates people, creates a real community that is not based in a mindset of competition, clocking up the numbers. It's based in a mindset of gathering people with quality information, quality of being able to have interesting people collaborate with them. And Dr. Garrett Merriam was on Steve McRae's channel talking about artificial intelligence and is it a bad thing and so on. Those are the kinds of people I'm looking for to watch, and even if it's above my head, I gather what I can and improvise what I can from it. Just because I don't understand it all, I'm not going to cry like a baby in a pram and throw the toys out. I'm going to say this is very interesting. Some of it was over my head. I've made comments like that before because I'm very much a layman in many ways. In other ways, I do feel like I got some insights here and there, and that people I've met in person don't necessarily seem to have, but they will have. It would be the flip side of the coin. They will have knowledge and things that isn't really, that I haven't commonly come across either. I mean, what can I say to back that up? Well, when members of Steve's crowd first found me, they said, this is some good insights, this is interesting, valid, so on. Thank you. It really does mean a lot to me, because that kind of feedback is the kind of feedback in which it helps me help you, help me help you. That mindset, we all Steve Crowd have that mindset. And another way to describe mindset, it really is do the right thing. Why? Because it's the right thing to do, and when you do the right thing, you don't have to keep lying to cover up the past lie. You don't have to keep manipulating people because you dug your hole and you need donations for drama and drama for donos and so on, like Jason. So read that comment again. Now, he's gone for 4 days missing in action. I know what channel they're using, but that's my secret. I don't understand that bit. If him and Rachel were not on the run, they wouldn't be doing what they are doing right now! Exclamation mark. Unsealed indictments make people worry! Exclamation mark. Especially when that person lied and literally committed a crime, both of them! Exclamation mark. He's referring to him and Rachel. And Jason likes to put the limelight on him more than, obviously, Rachel, and Rachel's got her own channel. There's a saying, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, is a duck. And, you know, if you look at Jason, just the style, I don't like to judge, but very often stereotypes exist because there's some thread of truth to the stereotype. But, you know, it's like but then, you know, a stereotype kind of is a caricature of that truth expanded out a little bit. But, you know, the cap twisted the other way around, and the vest wearing thing, and I don't know, just his approach, the fingerless gloves and all this. No offense really to anyone who's got that style, but, you know, because there's going to be exception there. Just how his body language over everything else. I don't know what's in that pipe he's vaping, but it's interesting how he's a big projection machine. And when he created this fictional character, Busy, his one and only friend, Busy apparently a crack addict, and, you know, bit of a party animal. Does Jason have a history of alcoholism and drugs? I think he does. It's all it is, you know. I've seen people talk who have done crack. Crack's basically cocaine made, this treated in some different way. It's basically the same thing in the brain. And it's the same effect on the brain. When they start talking, it's just blurting out so much assumptions based off what they've previously said. And the circular thinking there. And they go either way. Of course, they get a huge dopamine hit in the brain, and there's too much of it. They get high. When they come off it, they need another boost because it's such a low coming off this. I need more. I'm addicted. I need more. That kind of mindset. That addiction is a very powerful thing, and people will do some really, really stupid things just to get their high, just to feel good. Next video will be something about augmentation, artificial intelligence, or really it's about mankind's seeking of immortality. It's, you know, part and parcel of one of the subjects that Exploring Minds wants to cover. I've talked about this with one of my moderators at Exploring Minds as well the other day over a pint. This guy he's another one that in many ways I would consider really, really intelligent, but there's other things that, you know, he has these ideas above me, but then I can talk to him on things that he's at my level, understands where I'm coming from. And when somebody like that tells me, you got a really good idea there, let's work on it, and that was partially where Exploring Minds came from. And, you know, we collaborate and so on, get praise from people I consider smart and intelligent. It's a boost for me, maybe slightly egotistically, but definitely more akin to, hey, if they like it, then I must be onto something that is relatively the right thing, because the right thing to do. Exploring Minds tends to lean away from confirmation bias, and leaning towards people who can back their shit up, right? And tidy up after them and correct as they go along. Jason does know how to do that. We got proof, we got hard evidence, and nobody sees it. It just does another video after blurting out a load of bullshit based on him claiming that he's got evidence, and fills out the gaps and fills it all in, makes it up on the fly. Then he has to cover up for one lie after another, after another, after another. It's phenomenal. It's mind-blowing. And he's a pile of shit. I will leave on the road because other people are dealing with it. Sorry about that, everyone. I know, but you're doing a good job. You know, that's your project. It's not my project. And kudos to you for doing it. I will continue to build that playlist though every time I find videos. That's one thing I can do. Because if somebody came across me on the internet and said, do you know anything about this guy? Calls himself Unirock. Some people said he's really good, or other people really hate him because he got too many things wrong. I just give them a playlist. Say, oh, have a look at this. Countless people CJ CW Chanter, somebody Phoenix, something name, I can't remember all the names. They just 5, 8, 9, 9, 10. Off about 10 users there. We're all talking in the same way. There's more than that actually. Let me have a look, and I'll end the video because I gotta get myself ready. Popping out today. Just something quick to say. Anyone who... Oh, bear with me. I just find the playlist. I want a quick look at it because there's so many on that playlist. It's phenomenal. And on its own they might not sound like a lot of people, but every single one of them are talking in the same terminology. Stop putting words in my mouth. Where did you get that from? Where's the evidence? And so on. So Phoenix Enigma, CW Chanter, Pandas Taste Good, Narcissism Illustrated, LARP Wars, Defango. Defango's cool, go and check out his channel. Random Rants of Ryan, Roosevelt Media News, Great Debate Community, Stony Stone, Steve McRae, Jesse Spots, Red's Rhetoric, Dead Kennedy in Space, Bill Smith, My Not So Secret Diary, Eagle Freeman, Citizen Zone, I think that's Defango's as well, Unveiling the Mask, Team Shader Room, and actually, believe it or not, although Menace to Subroutine is still an echo chamber fuckwit for haters anyway, he's on there because he got banned out of Jason's chat, and he does that randomly to anyone who comes up with something that he doesn't like, rather than we'll discuss that. EM Network, oh I wonder who that is. Oh yeah, Sean Hufford, Charlotte, few more, Voodoo Doll, whoever Voodoo Doll is, I don't know. Thoughts by Jay Brown, Exploring Minds Project, that's my other channel, that's me again actually. Trolls versus Trolls, Sheriff of YouTube, Scooby Doo, Sean Hufford, Boolinator, and Bull, your recent video, I know that must have been hard for you, but kudos, seriously, that was needed. Total respect for you, really. Little Red, Old Mofo. It's just going to grow, and you can't copyright strike a playlist, though, can you? Or, you know, mass flag a playlist. You got to mass flag all of these users. I think the YouTube algorithm will send an alert to YouTube staff on that one. False claims and so on. Deep in a Thought, whatever that means. That's another user. And it's growing. There's about 100 videos there. Not 100 users, because some of them got more than one obviously video on this idiot. Peace everyone, thanks for watching. I really need to actually go and, you know, look out for the next video on this channel, and there may be another third part 3 on the other channel about plastics, metamaterials being made, replacements for plastics, 3D printing, biodegradable stuff as well. But there's an article being developed at Exploring Minds about that on our main blog as well. Cheers. Love you all. Keep doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Stay awesome. Please comment, rate, subscribe, or whatever you want to do. You know, you do you, as long as it's not being a fucking dimwit, fuckwit like Jason. Cheers. Bye.